Anybody ask you, hey, I don't know how to get involved here, Growth Track. Hey, I don't know how to get in a small group, Growth Track. Hey, I'm not sure, I really need divorce care, Growth Track. I mean, everything, you can go to Growth Track for it all. That's what it's about.
Hey, welcome to Oaks Insider, where we're helping people build and drive culture in the local church and their everyday lives.
Yes.
Hey, one of the things that most people would know if they're joining us today is that we're growing generations
that transform communities.
Good job.
Thank you.
So we recognized pretty early along the way, in order to grow, you got to have movement. You got to have stuff moving.
It doesn't
forward.
just happen.
Yeah.
It has to be intentional, and it's got to move forward. So talk about that.
Well, we're talking about it today with the Growth Track.
Yeah, Growth Track. I'm so excited about because we finally have like this one-stop shop type thing of everything goes to Growth Track. So every week there might be people in our church who say, man, I mean, this is such a big place. I don't know how to get connected. I don't know how to get in a small group. I don't know how to serve. There's so many people, all this. And so our heart is always, man, I don't want you to just come and visit here. I want you to find a place that's home for you. I don't want you to just come and receive ministry. I want you to be able to find your place in ministry, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's our heart.
Yeah.
And yet, how do you do that with probably, 75 to 100 visitors a week? How do you help that translate into where they can have an on-ramp to come on? That's what Growth Track's about. It's 4 steps, 4 weeks. So every single Sunday, except for the 5th Sunday of the month, Growth Track's going on at 11 o'clock in the youth auditorium. Step 1 talks about membership. And we're not talking about membership like getting in the club. We're talking about becoming a member in the body. And that is talking about who we are as a church, where we've been, and where we're going.
Yeah.
And it's give people a chance to say, hey, here's what we believe. Here's who we are. Just wanted you to know. So if this resonates with you, this might be your place. This might be your home. Step 2 is find a place to grow in community. That's getting a small group, freedom group, follow Jesus,
Because at the end of the day, it's about relationship. You're not going to live your calling alone. It always ends up being in relationship.
Yeah, so that's step 2. In fact, if you, even as an insider, sometimes you can be a member and at one time you were in a small group, but now you're not. You could have been in a place where you felt like you were growing in community, but now you're not. You may want to step into to a second Sunday to get step 2, to re-engage, in that.
Right.
We're going to be doing connections each time, like freedom groups right now. That's how you're going to do it. The groups, freedom groups later on, from now on, that will be in the play. The 3rd step is about finding your gifts. So you actually get the gifts test, you get the test on your personality, and then we talk to you about, hey, if this is your gift and if this is your personality, here's 2 or 3 places in the church we suggest you might try.
Because we're not just trying to throw people in. We want help. We want to help people find the place that fits them, their season of life, and all that.
What God made them for.
Yeah.
So it's not just about serve. It's about find the place you were called and built for by God.
So then step 4
is going to be, we have department leaders, all of the main people in the church of the different departments and different places to serve are going to come in. And it's kind of like a ministry fair. They're able to share a little bit who they are. And then it says, if you would like to go talk to them, go talk to them.
Great.
And then they're even doing like some training, some development, some on-ramping to get in their ministry on that.
So what if I'm already in, man, I'm doing all this, I'm serving, I'm in a group. Should I be engaged in the Growth Track?
I don't know that you have to go. It's not like I'm going, man, everybody has to go. Here's the thing for me. I'd want to go if I was just a part of the church and an insider, just because I'd want to know what it's like, so I could tell everybody that I come in a relationship with. You're in section time with people and they're going like, man, this is such a big place. I don't know how to get connected. You say, I'll tell you how to do it. Growth Track. I went through it. It's really amazing, the information.
Because we're all on the hook for helping people take a next step.
So I'd at least go 1 session so you could know what it's like personal. And I'm telling you, everybody who's done it. We just had 140 of our volunteers who are already members of the church go through it, and they've all been texting me and calling me and said, this is the best thing we've ever done.
Good.
And so I think that you just getting that excitement would be big. If you're not in a small group, or if you're not in a place of serving right now, like you've been a member for a long time, but just whatever their seasons, you might want to go one of those weeks just to re-engage. This is basic, and I even talked to a family this last week who kind of left our church, kind of moved, came back, and they're in. I said, hey, you already know some people, but our church is different than when you were before. And so to find a place in ministry, to find a place in community, Growth Track's a place where they said, man, we're in for that.
Yeah.
So anybody ask you, hey, I don't know how to get involved here, Growth Track. Hey, I don't know how to get in a small group, Growth Track. Hey, I'm not sure, I really need divorce care, Growth Track. I mean, everything you can go to Growth Track for it all. That's what it's about.
Awesome. Hey, we're excited about continuing the conversation, and we'll see you here next time at Oaks Insider.
Thanks so much for joining us today for Oaks Insider. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Stop right now and do it on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Play. Subscribe so you can get this easily every single week. And if you're not following us, at Oaks Church TX, that's for Texas, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Again, thanks for joining us.